national budget, and of course budgets address policy matters. I also want to thank Lisa for saying that actually we talk about economy and about society. We're talking about the people as a whole, and while the business and private sector are critical stakeholders, so are ordinary citizens. We are all taxpayers. Productivity is a very important component of economic growth. The elephant in the room that we haven't talked about is the good $60 million additional expenditure that we are making to the Fiji military forces. The same military that has caused us disaster after disaster. And here we are putting money into the military. Yet again, in the context of the militarization of the region as a whole. So my question is, you talk about productivity. What productivity gains does the Fiji military forces bring to the economy and to society?
To the answer too, but I think the answer is not quite addresses what we are trying to raise. Peacekeeping actually is an expenditure to Fiji. Fiji does not make money from peacekeeping, okay? So I had interviewed the former Prime Minister, Lesinia Garase, for my PhD thesis, and he described peacekeeping as a waste of money for Fiji. He said about $100 million money is wasted every year for peacekeeping, because Fiji pays for peacekeeping. Fiji does not make money from peacekeeping. It's not just the equipment. They have to train soldiers. They have to pay for the soldiers, you know, all the extra soldiers that are there. So that's, and the training from peacekeeping is what enabled the soldiers to carry out the coups in Fiji. So not only are we paying for the expense of peacekeeping, we are training the soldiers to do coups in Fiji. We buy the equipment for them, which they use to carry out. The equipment that's bought for them for peacekeeping, they train them and they use it to carry out coups in Fiji. Okay? So it's not as simple as that, you know, to forward the answer and just say, it's for peacekeeping. We'll explain that peacekeeping is actually millions and millions of dollars in expenditure to Fiji, and it's the reason Fiji is suffering from coups. Thank you.
So thank you very much. Maybe I'll just start with the RFMF budget, because I'd also sent an email. There's some confusion on that with the reporting that came out in the media. In fact, if you look at the military budget, it's $160 million, and it's an increase of $10 million, and not 60, as was reported by, I think, one of the media organizations. In this budget, we have also merged the peacekeeping component and the normal RFMF operations, so that's $160 million. Increase is $10 million. $5 million of that increase is coming from what, in the military we have an engineering department that used to operate something called a TMI, which is on the side. So that's the funding for operations of the engineering department, but the inflows that's coming from the revenues that's earned, that's coming to government now. So it's not really a increase per se, $5 million. The other $5 million is for procurement of some of the contingent equipments for our peacekeepers. And as you may be aware, there's some challenges in terms of the equipments that's with our peacekeepers, so that was to accommodate for that. That's on the RFMF.